you're going to have to tell me x equals all of this information, or you're going to have to tell me y is equal to all of this information, right? Once you've done that, you can substitute it in for where you see an x, or you can substitute it in for where you see a y. So just depending on what you've chosen to isolate for is going to dictate what you do. Is that okay so far? I'll leave the chat open so you can like drop any questions you've got. Okay. So, I think personally I want to like get the variable alone that would look to be the easiest to get that. Okay, that wasn't really worded too well. What you want to do is get like do whatever's easiest, right? If I look at the first equation there, right, this one, I think if I were to add 3y to both sides, that would create a zero pair, and I'd be left with x equals negative 13 plus 3y. Would you agree? Okay, so then once you have this, right, you know that x is equal to all of this. Okay, and so you can take that and you're going to put it right here where you see the x in the second equation though. Okay, and so you're just going to do this. So I'm just going to rewrite the second equation, but instead of writing an x this time, I'm going to like, it's not going to be there. I'm going to put in what x was equal to. So substitution, right? I'm going to substitute what I'm supposed to plug in there. So I'm going to go, this is going to disappear and it's going to get replaced by this, just this piece. Okay, so we're going to go negative, open a bracket because I'm substituting in, negative 13 plus 3y plus 4y is equal to 15. Is that okay? Okay, and then you can say, okay, well, there's a negative 1 out front. So we have to take this negative 1 and multiply it into the bracket, or like do your table, remember? And we could write negative 13 and 3y. Remember this table? And we could like multiply in to fill the spaces. That's all you're going to do. Okay? And so I'm just going to say, okay, well, negative 1 times negative 13, that's positive 13. And then negative 1 times 3y, that's negative 3y. And then you've got this here, plus 4y is equal to 15. Okay? And you say, okay, well, that's great. What do you got? Well, it looks like I've got some like terms that I can add together, right? I got some y's, and then I also have some numbers. Oops, I don't want the equal sign. All right, so I'm going to get the blue pieces to the other side, and I'm going to keep the red pieces on the left, right? So you say, okay, well, how do I do that? Subtract 13. You create a zero pair. Right here. You create a zero pair there. You got to do it here. Right? You're going to say, okay, now I've got negative 3y plus 4y is equal to 15 minus 13. Well, that looks like when I do the math on this, negative 3 plus 4 is going to be 1y is equal to 15 minus 3, 2. Is that okay? Okay, and then you just got one step left, right? Because you're after this. This is like the holy grail of linear stuff. You're after that point of intersection, right? And we know that any point, not just a point of intersection, always has an x and y. And you've only found the y piece, right? So you know it's 2, but you need to figure out what this piece is. How do I do that? Well, you pick one of the two equations. Doesn't matter which one. You pick one of these first two equations. Right? Doesn't matter which one. I know it's a bit messy, but again, you're trying to pick the easiest one. I don't know, they both look pretty reasonable to me. So let's pick the first one. And I'm going to go x minus 3y minus equals negative 13. So x minus 3y is equal to negative 13. You know, because you just found the value of y. It's 2. Right? Well, I see a y right here. You're going to replace it. You're going to say, okay, x minus 3. If I'm replacing something, I'm going to open a bracket. I'm going to put a 2 in there, right? Because that's what it was. Equals negative 13. Then just do the math. X, negative 3 times 2, negative 6. And then just get x by itself. Do that, you get a 0 pair there. When you do it to one side, you got to do it to the other. And so you get x is equal to negative 13 plus 6. So x is equal to 7. That's it, you're done.